Hi, I'm Reed Holson. Welcome to Ask the Mayor, our monthly conversation with Mayor Mike Huther of the city of Sioux Falls. We are in the Stockyards Ag Experience. If you've never been here, this is something to see. It's in Falls Park. It's the old horse barn. You need to stop down and see it. Welcome, Mayor Huther. We're in the lower level, and this is really a celebration of the city's ag history, not only in the past, but looking towards the future too.
Yeah, it is, and I'm glad we're doing something a little different with this year's this month's Ask the Mayor program. Not only to bring some attention to this facility and the great things that are happening, but certainly to bring some needed attention to agriculture and its impact on Sioux Falls in so many ways too. So yeah, really looking forward to this dialogue, Reed.
And this is open daily except Tuesdays from 10 to 6 if you want to come and visit 1 to 6 on Sundays.
Great.
And you see a lot of the history of the Stockyards and John Morrell, now Smithfield, and really the backbone of our economy around here.
Well, Sioux Falls or anybody watching this program, come on down. You will not believe what is in here and how much you can learn, young or old. There's something for everybody here. And truly, it does celebrate our history in Sioux Falls, whether it be the stockyards, whether it be processing hogs or cattle or whatever it would be, to certainly the impact of agriculture, not only as we're going up and down the supermarket, but certainly the impact on tax revenues and all those other things on our great city. So yeah, we're bringing some attention to the Stockyards Ag Experience with this program, and I love it. So come on down, Sioux Falls. You won't believe your eyes.
What's the future for the old Stockyards property?
Well, that's going to be fun. There are dreamers and investors and good stewards and leaders that really want to do something special with the property that's really a stone's throw away. They want to build probably another park-like environment that will help educate people on the stockyards and agriculture. And it'll be much grander than even this building. And it will encompass that area right across from Falls Park. There's a group of people that are working with other city leaders, other dreamers and builders, and they'll be starting their own fundraising effort here real soon. So yeah, I guess too, if there's anybody out there who really values ag as much as I do and others do, they may want to consider learning more about what's coming for this part of our town.
All right. Let's talk about the Denny Sanford Premier Center. Unbelievable. Garth Brooks, 9 sellouts. So he was here 20 years ago and did 7 sellouts. Now 9 more shows in Sioux Falls. That's really kind of astounding.
I never expected, that much excitement for Garth and Trisha. But it is what it is. It's real. And my gut says they would have sold out as many as they certainly wanted to. But we'll take 9. We'll take it and we'll celebrate it. And we're going to reap the rewards from it, not only in terms of quality of life, people from in our town and outside our town really enjoying that night of music and fun, but we're also going to celebrate the economic development that it's going to create. We've talked about this in the past. Most of the folks coming to the shows, they're from out of town, and they're going to spend a bunch of money when they're here, and certainly we need that. Paying for those potholes or those libraries or that police team, whatever it would be. And that's how we fund things in the city of Sioux Falls. And so, yeah, if there's another entertainer out there who wants to sell out 9 shows, we'll take them and celebrate it too.
Sends it probably even a more personified message to the concert community that Sioux Falls really does sell a lot of tickets, even more than they thought before.
We're the real deal. And that word is spread in just a grand way amongst the entertainment industry. There is a demand for these shows, whether it be country or rock or rodeos or some sort of theater production, whatever it would be. there's people who really want to attend those. And we have right now the 88th busiest event center in the world when it comes to touring events. And now with Garth and Tricia selling out 9 shows, I like our chances to at least stay in the 88th. And my gut says we're going to beat that with the next ranking.
And coming in the next couple of years, the Levitt Pavilion, downtown Sioux Falls, now the Uptown area.
Yes.
Big announcement from Lloyd Properties and their $43 million investment on their new project.
Well, I think there's so many grand things that are happening downtown, and that Levitt Pavilion, in my mind, is downtown's event center, or will be, sorry. And I really mean that, because we're going to take advantage of that Levitt Pavilion not only during the spring and the summer and the fall, but I also think that there will be some grand events that'll happen in the winter too. And it will be for everybody. Because at the Levitt, those events that take place there, they're done for free, no charge. So when that happens, it certainly does stimulate someone's interest in terms of going to check it out. And that'll be in the heart of our downtown. Now, to your point, we just announced a grand development that's going to take place with Lloyd Companies. $43 million plus, right in the heart of that area called Uptown, that right now actually has some challenges to it. In fact, there's some parts of it that truly are an eyesore due to some things that our forefathers had done. But now they're going to come in there, clean that up with the help of the city in terms of through a TIF program, and then ultimately create a great place for people to live, a great place for people to yes, work and play. And it's going to happen in an area town where we just had really no inkling that something like that was going to happen. It's happening now, and it's just wonderful. And then guess what? There's more to come, because when you start that fire with these great investments, the odds are good that interest is going to really spread all around that area. And so I expect more announcements in the near future.
Well, I'm excited for those. You've talked about infill development too. Tell us what that's all about.
Thank you, Reed. It is something that I've really learned a lot about since I've been your mayor. And it's infill development. And what happens is that, in Sioux Falls, I think we're kind of used to, as we grow, as we develop, we've really done it going out. We take advantage of those soybean fields and those corn fields and those hay fields on the outskirts of town, and that's kind of where we've developed. Well, infill is different. What we've really taken advantage of over the last 7 years is we've looked at those pieces of property that have not been either developed at all or that have been underdeveloped that are already in town. And you build upon that. And you really take advantage of not only that land that's available, but what's better for the taxpayer, better for the citizens of Sioux Falls, is that the infrastructure, the water, the sewer lines, the lights, the roads, that infrastructure is really already there. And so you're getting the benefit of that investment from the project on that piece of land without all the extra expenses that the taxpayer would have to incur if it was in a brand spanking new area of town with nothing around them. So it's really been fun to watch. We've had some pieces of land in Sioux Falls that never really were developed for a variety of reasons. And now they're getting scooped up, they're getting developed, and we're truly taking advantage of it as a city.
Talk about the What Works initiative. That was a big announcement here in the last month too. There's not a lot of cities or municipalities that are focused on this.
And what's so interesting is that it really came about because we received kind of this random email. I had forwarded on to Darren Ketchum and the community development team, and they took full advantage of it, started to engage these people in terms of what this initiative is all about. And then ultimately we did apply and were selected. And it's a big deal, because this will allow us to really use these unbelievably smart people that have made these major impacts all across the country with other cities through this initiative. And now Sioux Falls has been selected, the only in South Dakota. And now we'll use it to become more productive, more efficient, really become a better government. And we're going to do that really through the use of IT, technology, data, and these folks with the What Works City initiative, they're going to help us with that. And then when we're done, Reed, we take all the things that we've learned, the good, and yes, maybe some of the mistakes we've made as well, and then we can share that with other cities across America to really help them as well. So quite excited about it. We have already kicked off the process. We've got people within city government that are fully engaged in this already, and so now more to come. So hang on, Sioux Falls, but it's really a fortunate thing that we were selected. But we just didn't. It just wasn't handed to us. We earned it. We touted, the good things going on here. We told them how hungry we were to get better and take us to a new level, and they felt it, and they definitely selected us at the highest level and said, "All right, Sioux Falls, let's go. Let's make a difference and partner and do this together." And so it's going to be fun.
It'll be fun to watch that as it progresses, for sure.
Thank you.
Budget. You gave your budget address recently. It's it's leaner times. Sales taxes are down, but you're also making some tough choices on subsidies that the city gives to organizations.
This is my last budget address and my favorite. It was. I love this process. I love how, we, over the last 7.5 years that I've had the honor and the pleasure to work with this team, how we truly have, I think, become more, provide more business sense. We certainly have been really scrutinizing things, changing things up, challenging the status quo. And I think that we've put together what I think is one of the most prudent, productive budgets in our city's history. Now, with that comes these tough discussions where, as leaders, as people who are representing the citizens, not only the mayor, the department heads, the employees, but also the council, now one of the things that you must go through is these tough choices that you need to make. And one of the things that we're going to spend, I'll bet, quite a bit of time on over the next couple months is subsidies. There are these organizations, good organizations. I think they're certainly making it a positive difference. But I think the thing that I would like all of Sioux Falls to begin to discuss, including certainly the council, is if it is not the role of government, of city government, if it is not, then simply, why should a taxpayer have to foot the bill for it? Because I don't think it's a surprise to anybody watching the program that there's all these other things that we need to do in our city. Keeping it safe, keeping traffic moving, fixing roads, removing snow, whatever it would be. And every dollar that we don't put forth towards that effort, that is being put forth towards an effort that's really not the role of government. I do think that we should question that. And so, but they're tough. These are going to be tough decisions and tough discussions. Mayor Munson, near the end of his term, he also had some of these really tough discussions. He made some tough decisions, and ultimately there were a number of organizations that were cut. I commend him for it, and I'm encouraging the council and the people of Sioux Falls to consider doing some of that same stuff, those same types of cuts with some of these organizations that we're subsidizing today. And I do think that we need to get out of the subsidy business if it's not a role of city government.
All right. We're going to take a break.
Thank you.
We're at the Stockyards Ag Experience, right in the shadow of the observation tower here at Falls Park. We're going to come back, but as the mayor talks about the budget process, you can follow along all the hearings and the meetings debating the next budget for the city of Sioux Falls on our website at siouxfalls.org. Also, when we come back, the Sioux Falls Police Department is making some new focus on how communities are and how they relate to them when we come back on Ask the Mayor.
Hi, I'm Dr. Banworth with Falls Community Health. At the beginning of this school year, I just wanted to remind all parents and students of the importance of updating those vaccines. South Dakota law actually requires that all students have updated immunizations prior to entry into school. Vaccines help to protect us against potentially life-threatening infections that are spread from person to person. These include meningitis, pneumonia, chickenpox, influenza, and many more harmful diseases. Contact your primary care physician to learn more about the vaccines required for school and get your child immunized against potentially life-threatening diseases.
Welcome back to the Stockyards Ag Experience. We're on site here with Ask the Mayor this month with Mayor Mike Huther. This is really, this building alone, the horse barn, is a historic building. But to kind of repurpose this to showcase the history of agriculture in the Sioux Falls area is really a neat use for it.
It is, and this has been a building that we've kind of utilized, or I'm going to say underutilized in the past. And then when we had this partnership opportunity with the Stockyard Ag Experience team, we was, this would be a good investment. So it has been a kind of a public-private partnership. It's a beautiful building that has really been refurbished in a grand way. And then when you throw in all the work that the Stockyards Ag team has done, I really am proud of how far we've come. But again, folks, you can have these grand buildings and these grand learning experiences, but if there's nobody coming to see it or experience it, it really doesn't do much good. So I think that one of our goals here today was there's all these neat things that happen in our city. We just wanted to tell you about one of them. So again, come on down and learn how ag has impacted Sioux Falls in such a dramatic way, as well as how ag continues to impact Sioux Falls and South Dakota and America in a grand way and will forever.
It's really well done. I mean, you can bring your kids or your grandkids down here, a lot of interactive things they can do and really see the history of what's happened here.
You can kind of get behind the scenes when it comes to, what goes into that box of cereal. What are the ways that we impact ag here in Sioux Falls and in South Dakota? And so, yeah, it is unbelievably well done, and again, would just encourage people to come down.
Yep, open every day except Tuesdays, so come on down and see it at Falls Park. Sioux Falls Police Department, reflecting our changing cultures around the city of Sioux Falls. As we grow, we become more diverse, so they've responded now with a community resource officer in the school resource officer section, and that's a brand new position.
I'm thrilled by it. When you're out there protecting and serving the public, you also have to evolve as your city evolves, and that is certainly what Sioux Falls has done, our police team. I think one of the big moves that they made first was they did these neighborhood policing strategies, and that really got them to engage the community in a really, really important way, and it's made a big difference. Now, the police team, they've done something that they've been talking about for a while. Now they're executing it. And it is with this community resource officer where as our community has become more diverse, now we are taking resources and really engaging this diverse community in just a grand way. What are the opportunities within the diverse community? What are the issues within the diverse community? How can we capture or address them as they're going on and just learning along the journey? Because Sioux Falls, we are embracing diversity in ways that we never have before. we are certainly growing as a community in ways that we never have before, and that growth is becoming more and more diverse. People from different cultures, different languages, different backgrounds, different skill sets, and so we need to take full advantage of that. And this new officer will certainly help in that effort.
Officer Cynthia Holmquist is in the position.
Love
She's
it.
going to be talking to the cultural center and a lot of different organizations to get herself known and the department known across the city.
She's jumped right in. There's all these opportunities to find out, how we can become even stronger in this ever-changing, diverse community. And Officer Holmquist, as well as others on the team, will really do that in a big way. So yeah, I'm just thrilled. And my gut says this won't be the last. Again, we are going to become a more diverse community, and so I think that this effort and this potentially a unit will continue to grow.
Well, we're in Falls Park, obviously, at the Stockyards Ag Experience. Last couple of years, we've been talking about issues in our parks during the summer, issues that have concerned all of us with loitering and litter and untoward behavior, so to speak. How has this summer been so far?
Pretty quiet, and I love it. And it just didn't happen on its own. You really do have to work to make these positive changes, dealing with some of these really, really challenging issues. And darn it, this was an embarrassing topic for a mayor or Reed. I remember when, even engaging you and so many others. And there was some behavior that was completely unacceptable that was happening within some of our city parks downtown, and not going to tolerate it, and we didn't. But it took not only holding people accountable, it took that communication, it took that engagement, it took that extra resources to really make this improvement happen. I don't want to stir up the pot too much, but it has been interesting. It has been so quiet. Where are all the stories about how well it's going in our public parks? That's not happening. So yeah, thank you for bringing it up, Reed. I appreciate it because it has been a really quiet summer, but quiet in a very, very positive way, because now we have people that are enjoying the parks as they were intended. It's safe, it's clean, it's fun, it's engaging, and it's for everybody. So yeah, really, really proud of our police team, proud of our parks team, proud of our community health team, proud of the citizens that have been engaged in terms of how we've made this happen. So good job, and Reed. I hope that a year from now, the next mayor can have that same discussion about, geez, it sure is quiet out there in the parks, and my gut says he or she will.
You mentioned that there's a lot of citizens involved in that effort too, not only with the Parks Board, but a lot of other committees and volunteer situations that exist in the city, and you always encourage people to sign up and ask to serve.
We need you, people. We do. If you've got any interest at all in terms of being part of the good things that are happening here, the decision making, the advisory capacity that these committees do for us, please get involved. It's so easy. Just go to siouxfalls.org. You can go to the committees and just sign up for 3 that you think you'd be intrigued in, and then certainly as mayor and as department heads, we look at all those applications. We do everything that we can to pick the best people for that role, and then we allow them to serve. I make the recommendations, they go to the council approves them or disapproves them, and then they're in there for 3, 4, or 5 year terms, and in most cases they want to do it again. And so yeah, we'd really, really encourage you to serve on the committees. And then hey, while we're at it, there is a city council election coming up and a mayor's race coming up too. So it was a dream for me that came true. So maybe if there's anybody watching the program who said, yeah, you know what, I've always wanted to serve my community in a bigger way. That's one way to do it.
It's a good way to get your feet wet in city government to see how it works, for sure.
It really is. And thank you, Reed. There's these nonprofit boards, which is a good way. There's these committees that are out there amongst the community. But in terms of City of Sioux Falls committees and boards, it is a great way to get your feet wet and begin to understand the intricacies of government. Councilor Greg Neitzer, I think he's a perfect example. He's a gentleman who really had this interest in government. And then he really capitalized that by getting more and more involved in planning and zoning topics. And then we put him on a really important board in our city. He relished in it, did a great job. And then he said, you know what, I'm going to take it to a new level and now run for council. And he's doing a good job as a counselor. And folks, I know there's people watching this program that have that same path towards being a good leader, a good steward, making a difference, and leaving the city of Sioux Falls better than the way that they found it. So again, jump in. And if there's a committee that you're interested in, or a topic or a cause, my gut says there's a committee that's waiting for you.
Yeah, there's a number of them you can pick for them at siouxfalls.org. In closing quickly here, we're back to school time, transition in neighborhoods. You're always talking about taking care of your neighborhoods and your own property.
Please do. I'm really proud of our city. I probably drive around the city as much as anybody, and we really do take great pride in the way that we look. And so thank you, Sioux Falls. Really proud of you. But there are still neighbors out there that are not as caring about some of those things as most of us are. And so please utilize our code enforcement team, utilize our police team, the mayor's office, whatever it would be. We'll be there for you to try to help those neighbors improve. And then, yes, right around the corner, school is going to be starting. And so all I'd ask is that, hey, Sioux Falls, check out those trees. Are they cut in a way that people can proceed in a safe fashion? Check out your sidewalks. Are they safe? Are they are they patched appropriately? Will they be good for that 5-year-old or that person who's dealing with they're visually impaired or something like that? But yeah, it is our town. It's your property. Let's take care of it, and we'll all enjoy it. So yeah, summer's almost done, Reed. What happened?
I don't know. It just poofed, went away. Thanks for your time today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We appreciate it very much. And if you want to report a concern in your neighborhood, it's easy to do right off our front page of our website at siouxfalls.org. And make sure you come down and see the Stockyards Ag Experience, where Mary Hugh there and I are right now. It's a great place to bring your family, your daycare, open daily except Tuesday 10 to 6 and on Sunday afternoons from 1 to 6. And it's at Falls Park, right in the shadow of that observation tower over the beautiful falls of the Big Sioux River in Sioux Falls. I'm Reed Holson. Thank you for watching Ask the Mayor. We'll see you next time.